Hi, this is Tom. Welcome to my channel. I'd like to share some things that I'm doing working with Claude Code. And this, what we'll be looking at, has to do with a paradox that is right here. I'm going to say Brace's paradox. I don't know if that's the correct pronunciation, but I'll show what it is. So the paradox is that at times you can add a road in a way that seems intuitively like it ought to help a lot with traffic, but it actually makes it worse. So for example here, imagine that this line, this road in the middle is in here, and you've got people going from A to B, and their choices are to go up this way or down this way. So it's a much longer path than what you would have from A to B, and similarly from B to A. So it would seem like, well, you add a direct road and that would make things quicker, but it can actually make things slower because, well, let me pause a moment. Think about why that might make things slower. Well, the reason is that you add this path here, this road, and then everybody wants to use this one road. Whereas before, 50% would go one way, 50% the other way. So even though it's longer, it's faster because it's being divided by 2. So that's the paradox. And here to look at this, I've got 10 slides where you have text on the left side and slides on the right. And these were built with Gemini. And I used Claude Code to build the notebook for the Gemini's using. And I tell Gemini the source. Gemini can connect to notebooks. So I connect Gemini to the notebook, and it can read from the source and then build the slides. So that's how I build these slides. And then the way I built the notebook was with Claude Code. So Claude Code, there's a command line interface or CLI that can be used to build notebook because I have Claude Code running in a terminal. So here's Claude Code running in a terminal. And so it can use the CLI to interact with notebook. So it built this notebook, and it built the video. Actually, it would be more accurate to say that Notebook LM built the video, but Claude Code gave the instructions to build the video, both the visual style and then the focus that it should have, as well as the source that it's reading off of. And the videos, this video is 7.5 minutes, and they tend to be like 15 slides or narrated slides. So that's 2 ways I have to look at this, at the paradox. And then, so this takes 7.5 minutes, and then the slides, if I'm reading through the slides, would take a few minutes. But then there's a third way, which is a lot more detailed, and that is a Claude Code build a web app to do this. So the web app looks like this, and this, you can spend a lot of time on this because it has like 6 different areas of research to look at, and then for each one there are these chips at the bottom that you can click on, and then it'll pull in a display similar to what this is. And so there's about 25 of these pages to go through. And then there's a quiz section. So the quiz will give multiple choice, 5 multiple choice questions for what you're looking at. So this is one thing that I'm working on with Claude Code. That's dealing with Notebook is a way of studying, some area of interest. And another thing that I'm looking at has to do with remotion, which is a skill for Claude Code to build videos. I'll show that in just a moment. This is a task board, and this is one of the things that's really fun to work with Claude Code with, is that I can ask it for documentation on different things. Like this is the task I'm working on, and then another one would be this agent skills installer. So this is a reference guide for installing skills for Claude Code, such as remotion, which is the framework for building the videos right here that I'll show. So this first video is a bar chart race type video, which you may have seen on YouTube. So I thought it would be fun to build one of these. And it took about maybe 6 iterations to get it working nice like this. But I got this built and also refactored it. So basically all I need to do is tell it what the new thing I'm interested in is, and it just can build it like very, very quickly, like in a minute or two. What would take time would be the research. So there's certain things that it knows just from its general knowledge, so it can build that immediately. But other things, might take research, and that could take any amount of time. Okay, then here's another type of slide. So this is a narrated slide using 11 labs for the voice, and then going through the material that you have in mind. So I haven't linked this up yet to Notebook, but that's something else I have on my plate too. I could do another look at Brace's paradox, looking at it in this way. And then the last remotion type slide I'm working on is here, which is a whiteboard type of slide, or blue board. Is this one white? This one's white, right? Okay. So the other one is a variation of that. And what I have in the upper right is it's telling me the visual style or the type of slide. So step reveal, or it can have diagram build or compare where there's two different sides. And then it has the visual style that's using. This is dark chalk with amber accent. This one is warm paper with blue accent. And then finally wipe from right, slide from left, flip. These are the different ways it transitions from one side to the other. So here I'm just trying to see all the different ways it can do things, so I can see which ones I like best, so I know what to pick in order to design skills for Claude Code on building these kind of whiteboard type of slides. So these are things that I'm working on with Claude Code, and I hope you found this interesting. And if you'd like, drop in the comments if you'd like me to go into detail about how to set up any one of these particular things that we've been looking at. But thanks for watching, and until next time.